All right, I'm going to work on some play with Bruno here. We've only done this a few times, and it's usually with a ball. So I wanted to try some tug and see if I could build, I don't know, just a better connection with him. He always likes to just be all about the ball, and I really love tug. It could be a great way to build a better connection and understanding of what the toys are for. Now notice how he's being. I'm letting him because I'm really just kind of playing this out. And if I demand he come over here right now and I take the toy, it'd probably take me longer to build up what I'm trying to build up. Because he's not being super intense. He's not being bad. He's not guarding or anything like that. He wants me to play chase. So I'm staying really calm and chill, and I'm not being mad or chasing him down or anything like that. I just took my time, let him move away from me, no big deal, guided him back in. And I'll add more accountability for things like that as we have a better connection and focus for the game. He has a better understanding for the game. So the whole idea is you need to move your arm. You got to move. If you don't move, the dog will drag you. So you've got to be really active. That was a no. And when you're ready to teach your dog to drop it, tuck your elbows into your rib cage and freeze and be boring. Boring, 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 boring. Wait for your dog to just let go of it, then say drop it. This is the best way to start, in my opinion, to start getting your dog to drop it. Some dogs are really intense. I know that. You can use food as a little bit of leverage for that if needed, but I try not to. So same thing there. I was just really boring, and I didn't even grab it on both sides. There's a little bit of body language to have him get out of my space and settle, because once I say drop it or out, I play around with what works best for him. The ball's mine. Like it is, the toy is mine. And then I say break to release him. Also, guys, if you haven't taught your dog's place, you've got to, because it is so helpful. See, look, he's thinking about it. He wants to be in control, wants me to chase him, wants me to try to take it and get a rise out of me. And that's not going to happen. And as I'm patient, he brings it back. I just keep encouraging him. And sometimes I let him have it. But here I had said drop it. That's a nope right there. And he just defaults to place. Perfect. We're going to figure out this drop it. Using low E-collar. I decided to switch to out, which he's very familiar with. That was an out and a higher E-collar. We'd worked on out a lot. And so I just went ahead and used it for this too, because he has growled a few times with his family over items. So I just decided we'll just stick with out. I think that's going to work best. And it just means to disengage from whatever it is. And he started doing beautifully with that. I want him to be able to drop it when I'm not touching it and drop it when I'm holding it. I want both from my dog. I want to control that bite. See, here I don't even go for the toy. Just praise him. Play with him. Play with your dog. This is not an overly crazed, focus-driven dog. He has arousal. He has a ton of arousal. But I wouldn't say he has an incredible amount of work focus when it comes to fetch. I'd say he's a very energetic, young, fetch family dog type of focus. Not like hardcore working dog, eyes dilate. Crazed look in his eye for fetch. So he's kind of medium, high arousal, but that doesn't mean it transitions into that like focused work drive. I mean, that's why he's so playful with it. So you just don't want to fight it too much, especially in the early stages. At some point, maybe it's a week away, a few days, maybe a few weeks. If I say come and you don't come, you're in trouble. I mean, just period. Like that right there, I said OUT, and that has to be a rock solid command. He didn't out it, so I tapped the button and he spit it out in the yard, and then I told him to go to place. So that had more accountability to it. But come with this type of play, we're just not there yet. And so at some point, yes, if I say come and you don't do it, there's going to be accountability for that. But right now it's just not the time. Like I've just been sticking with low levels on E-collar just to encourage him. I squatted down earlier, just anything to encourage him, letting him take it, But yeah, he's got to drop it. He's got to let it go. He's got to sit or place or lay down. I mix it up because right there I just had him sit. And then I say break and throw it. And then when I have him go to place, I might toss it around. I might drop it on the ground, and he has to stay in place until I say break. So I'm adding in a lot already. And so I want to make sure that I give him easy repetitions too, and that this is really fun for him, fun for both of us. And honestly, after a week or a few weeks of working on this, if I throw it and I say come and he doesn't come, I'll have some accountability. He'll probably drop the toy way out, wherever he's at, and come back. That's fine. I'll go get the toy. And then we'll continue to just work on that come, make sure it's crisp. And then I'll give him several easy, fun ones, let him win some, things like that. Really, just really mix it up, guys. And that's how your dog is going to build context. But don't ask for too much too soon before the dog understands the game. All right, now we're doing enough. So what I did there, I'll repeat it. All done and enough are the two words I tend to use for that kind of thing. And it's like playtime over. But I don't usually remove the toy unless the dog is really, really struggling. With him, there's no reason I needed to remove the toy. The toy can be out first, and now it's not accessible anymore. And so that's why right here he got up out of place, grabbed it. So I moved over to him, had him give a little space from it, and it's just going to stay there. There's no more toy right now. And once he accepts that, then I'll put him away and then remove the toy for really crazy driven dogs. Or I can just go ahead and remove the toy and then put him away. If they see me pick it up and put it in the toy box, then I have to calm them down all over again. That's why I mean, it kind of depends on your dog, the steps that you have to do. And then some dogs are so crazed, I won't put it in the toy box, but I'll just put it up next to me, put it up somewhere. Now, this was really interesting. We had some, people talking in the yard. I don't know if you saw earlier in the video. Sometimes he'd kind of stop playing for a minute. That's because of neighbors talking. And then right here, we had some neighbors talking too. He was just frozen for a while. And then he's thinking, he's like, am I supposed to stay here? What am I supposed to do? And you got to remember, this stuff is fairly new. And so he's just kind of figuring it out. Enough doesn't just mean play is over, though. Enough also means don't go and do anything else. We're relaxing. You need to relax next to me right now. Now, I'm not making him sit or lay down. I might if he was really struggling understanding the concept, but I'd rather just wait till he's so bored that he does it himself. That's always my goal. Some dogs need more help than that with actually putting their body in the down position to rest. But whenever they can do it on their own, that's ideal. So when he gets up here or moves right here, so at low level e-collar, I repeat enough. He's like, well, I'm not supposed to play with the toy. So I do kind of reposition him. Look at him, look at the toy. And we just hang out. And he did eventually lay down on this one, which I just show later. And we just hang out for a while, nice and calm. He's not allowed to bother me or demand pets because that's arousal too. No roaming the yard, just being calm and bored next to me. It's so important, guys. It's especially important to do it after play.